Welcome back to our final online survival three podcast after the controversial finale, which I'm sure we'll get to. I'm sure Days has some things to say. He was saying them in the chat anyway. But I usually take notes, but I didn't, so we're just gonna have to wing this. So I kind of wanted to do this a little differently and kind of want to know where the three that didn't win went wrong from your guys' opinions. I guess starting with T, since she went out first of the four.
Oof. I think that she just did it. She should have not even had it be a choice to be a tie. You know, like I'm sorry, but I would have worked out harder. I guess she should have just got it to be her, Dot, and Anthony voting for Rochelle. And I don't know why she couldn't convince Dot. I don't know if she really tried.
I think the target was just too big on her back with the switch power she used. She really was kind of much like Rochelle. She was controlling a lot of the game, except I think her game was a little bit more visible. So her path to the end was to win that final four safety. To get to the end, and not winning it, I think, just too big of a target. Everybody had to take her out if they wanted to win.
I mean, it was a tragic Final Four tie, and I didn't want either of those two to lose the duel. She really should have worked Dot harder, though, and she even said, I didn't end up, I couldn't bring myself to bully Dot into keeping me. I mean, if T really wanted to twist the knife and, ransom or jury vote or whatever it took, I don't know, though. It's a shame because it's hard to say. You should have just pushed Dot really hard, but it's really easy to say that when you don't have an actual connection as a player of the game.
How about Rochelle? Where did Rochelle go wrong? Just losing that final three?
She was 2 seconds, not even two. She was nanoseconds. She just needed to write faster.
I think where she went wrong is trying to be too neat with her writing.
Yeah.
It broke my heart because she knew it quicker. You should have had him shout it out, Nick. I'm not going to yell at you for that, but man, I know that can lead to harder judging, maybe, but it just breaks my heart because she knew it before Dot did. That's the thing. It wasn't like they knew it at the same time. She clearly started writing before he did, and that breaks my heart that she lost that challenge. Oh my God.
Same. I felt so bad for her. It's almost like her saying she got it made Dot get it or something. I don't know.
Right. So she should have pretended to not get it. I've thought this over a million times. It's like, it's so hurtful because she would have won. She would have won that jury. I'm pretty damn sure.
Yeah, I mean, she deserved it. So
she really did. This was her season. She was the driving force between so much of the early merge, and then she just coasted her strong group through the rest. She was the player of the season. She should have been the winner. It
definitely fan favorite. Fan favorite. She got my vote for fan favorite.
If we're the fans, then yes, she's gonna be fan favorites.
Yeah, we are.
I think she should have attacked Anthony. Like, even Anthony knew that he probably wasn't going to win in the end. I think Rochelle has to go to Anthony and say, look, you're not going to win. I think the move that you should make if you want a chance to win is to cut T, because you're not going to win against T in the end. The T Anthony duo was just really hard to break, and they weren't going to. It was going to be hard to get them to turn on each other, but I think that was the move that had to be made. You definitely don't want to go into a battle there at the end. It's tough, man. She definitely should have won. She played a brilliant game. Although I'll keep saying Rochelle is one of those you have to get out early in the game because she's hard to read, man. Not somebody I could work with, but she played it brilliantly against everybody else and definitely deserved that win.
Yeah. I'm glad we all on the same page about that. That Rochelle deserved this season's win. She was the mastermind behind a lot of stuff. So It's just unfortunate. It reminds me of Tiffany getting booted from Big Brother when we know she deserved to win.
No, that's
spoilers.
Far wrong. Totally disagree with that. She did not deserve an ounce of winning that game with her messy ass gameplay. But Days, I was going to ask you, do you think Rochelle actually would have got the winning vote with this jury?
Yeah, I think she had a good rapport with everybody on the jury. I don't think anybody really felt too pissed off at her, even though she was controlling a lot of the game. At the end, everybody was like, oh my God, how'd this happen? Like, they couldn't even figure out the Miguel vote when Rochelle was the one who wanted Miguel out. So I don't think there were too much hard feelings for her. And that's why I do think she played a great game. I mean, there was no opportunity for people to be bitter at her. She would have just had to explain it really well. Although, looking back, I do think the jury wasn't going to give anybody a chance to explain. I think they had their minds made up before the final tribal council. But if anybody could have done it, I think she could have, and I think she would have owned anything that she did. And plus, she has a child. She would have had that baby on screen, and you would have had to give her the win just for that.
Bruh, I swear to God, I paused it and rewinded it a million times when and I had to bring my baby on camera sometimes. So, how you gonna vote me out with that? I'm like, damn, you right, girl. Fuck, I even felt bad for her.
But think about that. She played this game. I always ask the question, how much do you think about this game outside of being on camera? How much does playing this game get involved with your everyday life? She legit, taking care of a baby during this game. I've never had a child, but I imagine that it's a lot of fucking work when they're that age, and she managed to do all of it. So props to her, not just for playing a great game, but for being a mom, a hot mom, and having a cute little baby to go with it.
You better go.
Yeah.
That's right.
She that's the beauty of her game, is what Days was saying. The beauty is that she may be hard to read, but yet people still trusted her because she wouldn't lie. There's a difference between being hard to read and not giving full truths and just outright lying to people. And that's the difference between, for example, Dot and Rochelle. Although Dot will say, when I told you that, I hadn't made my mind up yet. But, it doesn't come across. People don't really feel that way. You have to take other people's feelings into account. I think Rochelle really handled that well.
I will say that I don't think the jury would have been maybe quite as hard on Rochelle as they were on Dot, but I do think there were people in the jury that wouldn't have voted for Rochelle, because I think even at some point it didn't make the edit, but Nav and Nick said they wouldn't vote for Rochelle to win. So there were definitely some bitter people on the jury with Rochelle as well.
I think she still cleans it out, though. I mean, Fan Guy doesn't tear her apart like he does Dot. So.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll get to that. But I can't see him doing that. He was very nice to her when she came to jury. He was very respectful of her game. And let's face it, people like Fan Guy on a jury are big at swaying other people. They are a strong voice, and people will listen to that.
Yeah.
Before we get to the jury, where do you think Dot went wrong?
Where didn't he go wrong? I mean, I would say, first of all, he went wrong about who he chose to take to the end. Him thinking that he was gonna get a clean sweep over Anthony is it baffles me that he thought that. I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
I get Dot's idea that if it's not a more bitter jury, then take Anthony to the end, because Anthony might not have a big of a resume. But I guess with this jury, it was definitely probably wrong. But go ahead.
There's no reason Anthony should have won this game. He was absolutely the person to take to final tribal council. And I'm
wait. So you feel like Dot should have won over Anthony? Is that what you're saying right now?
Yeah,
what?
He's a Dot truther, Aspen. But
fuck out of here! I'm not about to have that shit. No.
Yeah.
You know, if we're gonna say that Fan Guy got screwed by a big power, then we also got to say that Anthony benefited greatly from an overpowered power, and that's the only reason he was in the game. And plus, Anthony was in the alliance with Rochelle and T, who were controlling the game. We all admit that T and Rochelle were controlling the game, right? So it wasn't Anthony. So why are y'all sitting here saying that Anthony was the one that should have won when he was doing absolutely nothing and wouldn't be at the end without that huge power? Where did Dot go wrong? I'm not done. Where did Dot go wrong? I don't think he went wrong. Maybe he went wrong with the alliance he chose to get to the end. Maybe that's, Aspen, that's what you were saying. He really was playing two different sides there for a while with the T, Anthony, and Rochelle versus Alex, Carrie, Fan Guy. And maybe he should have went with them instead of rolling with T, Anthony, and Rochelle, because now looking back, we noticed how bitter the other side was. And I'm keeping that in mind in case I play with y'all ever again. But I think that's where he went wrong. I love the villain type game. I mean, we watched Alex win it last season. And you know, I had a talk with Fan Guy. We were arguing in the chat a little bit that Dot didn't, you know, explain his game, didn't own up to his game. I'm like, y'all didn't even give him a chance. Given he didn't own up to it, but I feel like they had their minds made up going into the FGC before he was even given a chance. So I think taking Anthony was the right play. I think Rochelle wins over Dot. I think he just rolled with the wrong crew earlier in the game.
Yeah, I agree with that part. I think his mistake came long before the final four, long before, because I don't think he wins at that point. Once you get to T, Rochelle, and Anthony, he clearly loses, because I'm pretty damn sure he loses to T and Rochelle. So his choice of allies was bad. I think our blueprint for where did Dot go wrong is Fan Guy's speech. His, you know, he just treats like, oh, I don't need her vote. I don't need his vote. You know, I'll be okay without this vote. I'll be okay without that vote. And sure, you can say that for a few people, but as Fan Guy outlined, you can't say that for too many people. You can't tell Carrie, oh my God, you, me, Rochelle. You can't tell Rochelle, you, me, Carrie, or you, me the whole way. And then cut them and expect them to just forgive and forget. You have to expect some level of anger, and I really don't think he did a very good job of owning his game at Final Tribal. I mean, I don't think once we hit Final Tribal, I don't think he could have said anything to win the game, but I think he could have maybe got a few more votes if he'd have owned his game a little better.
What was the final vote?
7-1.
8-1.
8-1, my bad.
This is why I think he actually should have taken Rochelle to the final two. I know you guys think that Rochelle would have won, and she probably still would, but I think Dot has a better chance against this jury against Rochelle, because there were people on the jury also bitter against Rochelle, whereas nobody was really truly bitter against Anthony except maybe Carrie.
Yeah, I agree, but she still voted for him, so she wasn't too bitter.
Exactly.
Oh wow. Huh.
I mean, I think maybe if Dot keeps one of the outsiders in, if he goes with like Rochelle, maybe he would have had to have like Carrie in there, somebody on the other side of the alliance. I mean, there was many different ways he could have gotten there. It was just, I think it was way prior, like Mike said.
Yeah, I agree.
He was toast by the end.
Yeah.
I just think he would have actually had a fight against Rochelle. Go ahead, Aspen.
I was just gonna say, like, to me, what I didn't get was him calling out his biggest, baddest move was his first move in the game. You know, like, I just feel like he should have followed that up with something else. Like, what else are you taking claim for besides that one thing, which was great? I'm not gonna take away from that. That was great. That was a good move. But it was literally the first thing you did when you got in the game. What have you done besides that? You know, like, I'll wait.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty big move.
It was, but you feel like it was a big enough move to win the whole entire game.
It was bigger than any move Anthony made.
Anthony had something to do with him being able to be saved. If Anthony had not got on his side that first time, his ass would have went home. Am I lying?
No,
I
no,
mean,
it was Anthony drove that vote. We said it all the way back in the podcast for that episode. We gave the props to Anthony and props to Dot both. We gave props to Dot for winning over Anthony, and then we gave the props to Anthony for winning over everybody else. You know, that's the thing is Anthony drove that early tribe, and then he took that tribe to the Final Four, or he was a part of that alliance to the Final Four. And you don't. I feel like Anthony was towards the top of that alliance the whole time. Everyone wanted him at the end. Dot was at the bottom and made the end because he won challenges. I respect the challenge game, obviously, I do, but he was at when you're at the bottom of an alliance and you're playing both sides, you're having a real negative perception from your own alliance, that some of which are going to end up on the jury, and the other people who are going to consist of the entirety of the jury or the rest of the jury. So if you have negative perceptions from your own alliance and other alliances, you got an uphill battle and a half, and you got to have a hell of a story and a hell of a speech, which he didn't.
So no. you're saying that Dot was on the bottom of both alliances for quite a while?
Yeah.
And how can these jury members be upset if you're on the bottom? You really only have one option, right? You only have one path to take in order to get to the end, and the only other option is to give up your game for one of the jury members. How can they expect you to do that? That's if the object of the game is to win, why are you going to give up your game for them? It blows my mind, the logic that some of these jury members, not just on this game, but in reality game shows in general, the logic that they have to not give somebody a win that played a better game than them. It just blows my mind completely.
That's where we disagree.
I don't think he played a better game.
No, yeah. He did not play a better game than Anthony. That's the point, Doc. I mean, Dave.
So I'll say this. Dot was like distrusted to some extent, no matter what you do, no matter how well you sell it. If you're playing a double agent, you're openly playing a double agent, like you're like, oh yeah, I'm close to them too, but don't worry, I'm really with you. No matter what, you're just forcing negative perceptions on everybody because the people you're lying to and are going to vote out, they're going to have a bad taste in their mouth because it's like, why lie to me? I hate being lied to so much, as I think most of these jurors would. Your own alliance, you're the people you are in with, the people he trusts the most, the Final Four, let's say. They're going to feel bad because they're never going to have fully trusted you. And it's weird how the mind works, but I can totally see why you don't trust this person. And then they keep winning challenges because you're like, oh, they're on the bottom, so we're going to get them out, and it'll be us three. But then he keeps winning challenges. That's going to be upsetting to you, especially if it costs you the game and sends you to the jury.
In games like Survivor, you can't be honest when somebody is going out. In Big Brother, you can be honest because once the nominations are locked and you know for sure that you're not the one going home, you can look at them and say, look, I don't think you have the votes, so you're probably going to go home. In Survivor, if you're honest, you're giving that person the opportunity to flip the votes before the vote actually happens because there is no locked nominations. So you can't expect somebody to be 100% honest with you and give you the opportunity to flip them because then you're throwing away your game for them. I don't get it. In Big Brother, yes, I understand it. But in Survivor, I don't see how you can be 100% with somebody and expect them not to use that information to get themselves out of trouble.
Well, I guess I feel like how T did with Fan Guy, like that's what Fan Guy was trying to say was like, look, Doc, if you would have been straight up with me, bro, like, because I feel like obviously Fan Guy felt like they had a more personal relationship and connection outside of this game, like which we all do. We all talk outside of this game, and so I think that he was expecting him to just like be 100 with him, and like you my boy, like how you not gonna at least give me a heads up, like they probably gonna vote you off, like you sitting up here telling me it's somebody else knowing damn well it ain't, like that's fucked up.
Okay, so Aspen, you and I have both worked really close with Fan Guy. I mean, we have both been kind of his number one at some point in some games. And him and I had an understanding in the battle, like, look, we're going to ride together, but if it comes to the point where you have to make a decision and the only decision you can make is the one that saves your game, go ahead and do it. I'm never going to throw you under the bus. And given maybe Dot did that to Fan Guy a bit, but I know he's going to watch this and he's probably going to say something to me. Don't delete me off of Instagram, Fan Guy. I'm just giving my points of view on the game. But maybe they didn't have that understanding, but I knew when I play with Fan Guy that if it comes to a point where it's mine or his game, that I have to do what's best for me in order to further myself and drop him. I guess I expected the same. I thought he would have a different outlook on it. I don't know. I guess I'm still kind of blown away with what happened in the finale. I haven't fully reconciled with what has happened. Still trying to make sense of it all, but
poor guy. Well, don't worry, me and Michael help you get to the bottom of it.
I'll say this. It didn't come down to Dot and Fan Guy's games. Dot was not in danger. So if they're operating even on the understanding that you said, it was not Dot's game or Fan Guy's game. Dot had a path with Fan Guy. Fan Guy fucking fully trusted Dot. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Dot threw him under the bus and then followed through with it and fully wanted him out. Because he would rather ride with, as he said 100 times, he'd rather ride with T and Rochelle and Anthony.
Did Dot know about T's power? He did, right?
Yeah, he did.
He knew.
You can't go against that.
But to be fair, he only knew at the last minute too. So
okay. Well, I guess I understand that, but it's just like you just, I don't know, like how I would have rather you told me, like, damn, look, they got a power. I probably, because that's what me and Fan Guy had an understanding in the online battle, is like, we obviously are not going to sacrifice our own games for each other, but if somebody throw your name out there, if somebody says some shit about you, I'm gonna come back and tell you, bro. And if I can help you, I can help you, but I'm not gonna sacrifice myself.
You can't do like I did and tell you after you come back in the game.
No, absolutely not. I fucking hated that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck you, Days. Fuck you. Yeah.
Well,
I'm still bitter.
What did Anthony do right?
Latching onto those coattails and holding on for dear life.
He rode that middle. That's what you got to do sometimes. You got to ride the middle.
No, he wasn't riding the middle. He was just riding one alliance and rode it well all the way to the end.
Days, I can't believe you not on board for Anthony deserving this.
After
he fought and clawed, he clawed from the bottom. He was at the bottom, Days. How can you not respect that underdog story?
How many times was he targeted, man?
I still going back to the middle of the game, I think Fan Guy got fucked in this game. And if I think Fan Guy got fucked in this game, then Anthony got a golden platter set in front of him.
I mean, let's say it's an idol though, because if it's just an idol that T gets and plays on Anthony, he still stays. The only thing that changes is the confusion of Fan Guy and his allies. But the point is, they still won the numbers. If it's just we change it to a regular idol, they still win the numbers hardcore in that moment. And I bet you they still implode on each other because they didn't quite trust Alex. And they had Carrie, who was ready to jump out of the sinking ship a round or two later. So
I don't think they have the numbers because people like Dot aren't going to roll with the plan if it's just an idol instead of a vote flip. Because the vote flip is what it clouded it and kept Dot safe going forward.
See, I think actually Dot would have still went with it because Dot could have still voted the way he voted, and it still looks like he voted the right way. So
exactly, that's the thing. I don't think much changes if it's an idol. So if you're angry that any advantage was used, I understand. But if you're simply angry that it was the vote switcher, which I agree, I think is a little overpowered. But now that we know it's out there, I think it's fair. But the fact that no one could have known this was even a possibility, I think the confusion was valuable, but I don't think it was the most valuable part of it.
I
think there's still a bit confusing because Alex would have still lied. But go ahead.
I go back to what I said earlier, that I do believe that it was Rochelle and T, masterminding at least the plans for their alliance, and Dot was the one that was snowing his other alliance to get them further. That leaves Anthony in that alliance that, yeah, he's just surviving, but he's not controlling the game. I think two of the biggest aspects in the game are, one, surviving and getting to the end, right? You have to do that first before anything. But the second thing in my mind is, are you controlling who you want to get out? And I think Dot was doing that better than Anthony, because Rochelle, if there's a tier, I think it's Rochelle, T, Dot, Anthony. If any of those make it to the end, I'm putting them in that order based on who I want to vote for. And Anthony was always at the bottom of that tier list for me.
All right. So I have to disagree with you on your criteria for a winner. The only criteria a winner needs is to get more jury votes at the end. And so the only thing that you need to do is make the end against one or two people that the jury likes you more than them. And that's all you need. All you need is to make the end against another person or two that you can beat.
What you're setting up, and what we have seen multiple times, and why we've had shit winners in both Survivor and Big Brother, is that mindset is allowing coasters, which I despise, to get to the end and win. You're throwing out the idea of people making big moves. Again, I've said this before, that jury management is an excuse to be bitter. You're throwing out the old days of when people can make cutthroat moves and still win in this game. And I stand by that for all time.
I mean, that's just the philosophy thing. That's just, is it really a game about big moves, or is it simply a game about making?
Are we not always saying everybody's too scared to make big moves?
Clearly, and people aren't scared.
This is why people are too scared to make big moves, because they're afraid that people are going to be bitter against them in the end. And we see it most prevalent in Big Brother.
Yeah, I will agree with Days on this thing that I can't. Like, my hands are tied if the bitter jury gets blowback. If that's on them, because I don't like the. It does breed scared gameplay, which I find boring on Big Brother. So I will agree with Days on that.
Well.
It's hard to conceptualize, but it's right in front of us. And I get that it's different when you're in the game, because when you're in a game like Survivor or Big Brother, you're playing for a shitload of money. But we're not playing for money. Make all the big moves. You can, just have fun with it. Don't be scared to make the moves.
Yeah. I mean, but let's really briefly, we can go in circles on this argument all day, so I'm just gonna move it along. The only thing Anthony needed to do was be the third or fourth best person in his alliance. He needed to be the third. He needed to be better than Dot in his 4-person alliance, and he did that. He needed to be more liked and a better player than Dot, and he managed to do that. Good on him. Now, another thing is, specifically Anthony is repeatedly at the merge, repeatedly and strongly targeted by the other alliance. What big moves can Anthony make? Are you expecting him to flip on the people who saved him against people who desperately wanted him out? Are you saying that he should have risked his own game to go work with people that just tried to get rid of him? Do you think he should have done that?
They weren't targeting him because he was making all the moves. I thought they were targeting because he was just annoying.
I think they thought he was kind of on top of the alliance and he was annoying, so I think it was a combination of that.
I mean, he's a very loud and over the top
That's what it is.
talker and personality, and that draws fire. And conversely, it drew him, I think, at least some modicum of respect. When you are a big personality and you get targeted and you survive and survive and survive, it doesn't matter who was actually controlling the game, which was T and Rochelle. They were actually controlling the game. Perceptions can become reality. And if you're perceived as a very strong, powerful force, even if you have done like almost no actual decision making in your alliance, the only people privy to that are your own alliance. the opposing alliance isn't privy to who's really driving the forces behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's true. Mike hit it on the head with that one.
Because that jury was lost for most of the time. So
they really were watching these jury videos. They were snowed unbelievably hard by that everything. They were lost, man. And
I will say on the flip side to the bitter jury, I do feel like Anthony was probably dragged to the end. But I do think Anthony outplayed them on Final Four. I do, because I liked Anthony's, like, when Dot's taking all the blood on his hands and Dot is, lying to T unnecessarily, that, maybe we can vote out Rochelle, but then he votes for T. Anthony staying true to T, getting that jury vote. And then at the next vote, Anthony, again, it's Dot screwing over Rochelle, and Anthony's telling Rochelle, well, if he votes me out, I'm voting for you to win. So, securing probably Rochelle.
That was a good move. I really
jury
liked that.
management. Jury management.
I like that. I really specifically liked that conversation from Anthony too, since the way he approached it wasn't he didn't frame it as I'm not voting for him, because that's like don't vote for this person, they're bad. What he framed it as is, I respect you. You respect me. No matter what, I'm voting for you. Do what you will with that information. If I go. And I really liked that. And I thought that was brilliant from him. There's not really many moves you can make at that point. He made one good, solid, I think, discussion. And I liked that.
Yeah. Like Fanguy said, I laid it out for y'all bitch asses. I told y'all, let them fight it out. Don't get no blood on your hands. Just let them deal with it. Like I did with him and Rochelle.
Follow the Aspen plan,
Well, hopefully.
Because at the end of the day, go ahead, Nick.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, at the end of the day, neither one of them hate me still, so I think we good.
You've got you got the top tier social game, Aspen. You got the whole final whatever of our season 1, who's just your big fan now.
Well, hopefully Rochelle will be coming in the next 5 or 10 minutes. But before that, do you have any thoughts on the jury overall? I'm sure Days does, or more, just even specific jury members.
I guess I was just surprised by how utterly confused they were with what was going on in the game. I guess it shows how much control, the alliance of Dot, T, Rochelle, and Anthony had in the game. But man, the whole vet sticking together, that just did not work, did it?
No.
It definitely became the online battle. Maybe they just, they just imploded at some point. Paranoia, Days, paranoia.
It'll get you, boy. You know all about it, don't you, Days?
I didn't think that was never going to work out. I will say, since he's not coming on the podcast, but I'll say the moment, I think, my favorite moment, the biggest moment of the season, I'm giving that award to Fanguy's jury speech. I was very impressed by his. I know, Days, that you're going to disagree with the content of
it was him in the car saying to Anthony, "Boy, look, that whole speech there. I got more connection."
That was a hilarious moment, but it wasn't the defining moment of the season. That jury speech, I think, sums up both of the finalists' game super well, or specifically Dot's, and he was a huge part and a huge force of the season. He really was. It showed that speech. It exemplifies why we saw the result we did. And it was very entertaining as a viewer. And I think I was ambivalent on the final two. I didn't know if I was going to be happy with who won or whatever at that point. I was very much a Rochelle fan, and she went at third. But I was Fanguy's speech I really agreed with a lot of what he said, and he really eloquently explained exactly where Dot fucked up. And hats off to him. Impressive.
Nick, you know who Anthony is? Anthony is Josh Martinez. That's what happened. That's what this finale was.
I mean, I do
Dot got palled.
I mean, he did get palled, but like I said at the end, I do think Anthony did play a good last 2 rounds, better than Dot in my opinion. But
yeah,
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say Fan Guy, since there is no reunion. I think Fan Guy's mindset once he was at jury for the first time ever, Fan Guy's mindset became the game's not over because I'm still in this game. So I could still play it in jury. And that is why he wanted to come up with whatever big speech he came up with to try and screw whoever he felt screwed him over the most. So
Yeah.
I still thought playing in jury was his mindset. He could explain it better than me, but there's no reunion. So I'm just trying to give Fan Guy his due and what he said to me after.
No matter how you feel about the content, it was very clearly passionate, and it's got to be a great speech. You know, we don't see a ton of like just rundowns one way or another, no matter how you feel about the finalists. It was a good speech. You know, he really did a good job explaining how he felt. You don't have to agree with how he felt, but he did a good job explaining why he felt that way.
Do you think if Dot doesn't sit there all prim and proper like he was, like that seems so fake and contrived to me, the way he was sitting there in his suit.
I love that they wore suits.
He looked nervous and looked like his game was going down the drain. I wonder if he like just undoes the tie, unbuttons, and like, okay, I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Do you think that helps him at all in the final tribal?
No.
So everybody's mind was made up.
Somewhat.
I don't know if I feel like everybody's mind was made up, but I feel like Fan Guy did a really good job of swaying people, bro. Like, if my mind wasn't made up at that point, when I seen Fan Guy read Dot for filth, my mind was made up at that point. I'm like, dang, you know what? And then how Nick cut it, which I don't know if this is how it actually happened, but how Nick cut it was like Fan Guy said that shit, dropped the mic, everybody's camera went off, the Wi-Fi stopped. It's like nobody had nothing to say.
Well, he was the last one. He wanted to go last for a reason, I guess. So.
Oh man.
I got a very good shot. I do want to say one last thing. There is irony in that, you know, Dot was such a bitter juror on season 2.
Absolutely.
That is a great 2-season storyline for sure. Also, props to Anthony. Just good job. Good job. He's going to come out later, is he?
Hopefully, yeah. But let me try and bring Rochelle.
I mean, I can't not give props to somebody that won. But I messaged Dot after the finale on Instagram. I was like, man, just props to you for putting in the work, taking notes on things that we have said, watching other people play, and changing up your game. Yeah. Was it necessarily the best game to play? No, maybe not, maybe yes, but you did change it up, whereas before you played the same game and it hurt you.
Rochelle, are you there? Maybe, possibly. I see your name, but can't see or hear you. Technical difficulties, my least favorite thing.
Man.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
There she is. It's a season 1 reunion. How's it going, Rochelle?
Hi. Anybody? I can see you now.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, let's go back. I'm sure they have plenty of questions. I'm just going to ask the first question and then they could go. Okay. Coming into this game with a bunch of returnees, and you know, you controlled a lot of this game. I felt like you definitely got out the people you wanted to get out. But what was your mindset coming into this game?
Well, for me, I was like, I know everyone's paranoid all the fucking time. So for me, I was like, I'm already sleep deprived enough with this baby. So I never even thought about the game the entire time until it was time to talk to somebody. For real, I wasn't even lying. Like, I was like, what do I need to say right now before I get into this fucking chat? That's every time I did something, I was like, okay, this is what I think about it.
It's kind of like Alex talked about last week, is being more fluid in the game than, you know, just planning everything beforehand.
Exactly. I didn't plan nothing, obviously, because that's why.
No,
don't even, I did.
Don't even feel like that. Yeah, no.
Man.
I mean, I will say that you getting out Miguel was very on the fly, because it was literally the last hour of that last night before something.
Yes, it was so hard to. Everyone was like, "This is so random." I'm like, I know, but please, just do it. Just do it for me, shit. But yeah, I don't know how I did that shit, to be honest.
Sis, you killed this shit. Oh my god, it's
Thank you. I was like, I miss Aspen and Days, and even you, Mike. I was like, where are they at?
Man.
Yes, I know. I was so mad that he didn't let me play the game with you. I gave his ass hell for that too.
That wouldn't have been a
The
fair
first
fight.
game,
You and
online
Rochelle
battle.
together.
I know.
When we
I
recorded
could
battle,
have probably
Rochelle
went to
played.
final fucking 2 finally, but
Yeah,
Man,
girl, don't
we were
worry. I'm gonna
pulling
take
for
you to the
so
final 2.
hard.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, me
I'm gonna
and
take you to the
Michael-
final
to
2
it.
also, Rochelle, if we play.
Oh
Really?
my God.
No.
What? Stop your pre-gaming, all right? You had a great game this season, Rochelle. You were definitely the player of the season. I don't know if you've been watching this, but we've been big fans.
I have actually. I've been commenting, but I'm like, no one knows my YouTube handle. It's kind of fake.
Claudia.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, it is Claudia. But I was
Aw.
like, I don't put my real name on that shit. My bad.
Well, at least you've been watching because we have been pumping you up. We've been talking about how well you.
I do.
Oh, you just like came and played a whole different game to me. Like I feel like you was more laid back our season, and this season you was savage, sis. Like I was impressed.
I had to be because I was like, they're trying to get all the returnees out. I said, oh no, please, I don't got time to get kicked out the first round.
How long did it take for folks to realize that you were actually a returnee, though? Like, because nobody watched season 1.
I think T knew right away.
I know.
Yeah.
I think someone told someone, but they were like, who is it? And I just didn't want to lie because I was like, I'm pretty sure they're going to go back and they're going to be like, this bitch lied. So I was like, let me just say it before anyone researches me. But yeah. No, I told him.
So I do, yeah. All right. I guess that does segue to a question I have for you. So we've all been giving props to your social game, and I specifically have been giving you props for the way that you, when there's someone you're not really working with, or even someone you're directly targeting, but what you don't do is you don't lie to them. You just kind of don't give them anything.
I hate it.
So
and Days hates it.
I know.
I know that's probably intentional, right?
Yeah.
Let's say
I have to.
Let's say you're backed into a corner and they're really pushing you. They're like, yes or no. Would you rather lie or just be upfront? Now, let's say there's some time for them to potentially do something. Would you rather lie or would you rather tell the truth? Or would you just continue to give them nothing and piss them off?
I don't know. I always have like a backup plan for me. Like, so I would tell the truth, but like, let's say, because I had an idol. I'm pretty sure I had an idol. I didn't even fucking use it this whole time. But I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to vote for this person. And then I use my idol and no one would know. I was like, I'm not going to tell not anyone the whole truth the whole time because I just feel like everyone was lying. So I was like, I should lie too. Because every time I fucking tell the truth, I get fucked over. So no, I was like, let me half truth it the whole time.
It worked.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I didn't feel like I was really lying at the time. I was like, let me tell them how I'm really feeling, but I don't know, like in my favor. Cause I was like, yeah, I really want a fan guy out. That's not a lie. But then I was the only one who voted for him because we changed the vote. So
At the final 4 when Dot cut you, final 3 when Dot cut you, did you take that personally? Is that why you voted for Anthony, or why did you vote for Anthony?
I did. I was a bitter, I'm not gonna lie. Like I had to be. Cause I was just like in my head, because you know how like close Anthony and T were the whole time. I was thinking like me and Dot, this is my Anthony or my T. So because I know this, like, take it with a grain of salt, because obviously I wasn't in his position, but if it was me choosing Dot or Anthony or Dot and T, I would easily choose Dot, regardless of if I think he's gonna beat me or not. Because I was like, that's my person. But
if Dot should have watched season 1, If Dot would have watched season 1, he would have known you can't cut Rochelle and her not vote against you in the end.
Exactly. I was like, you're really gonna do it? Because at that time I was thinking like, I don't care who wins, because these are the people that I want to win. I would feel happy regardless. And then at the end, Dot was like, no, Anthony would be too easy to beat. I said, oh, bitch. Okay. I said, all right. You're not gonna win, honey. You're not winning. I'm so sorry. I love that though. But I was like, you're not winning this game. Sorry. He had a whole suit and everything. I was
That
like,
has some messiness.
sorry.
With the suit and all, yeah.
Yes. I was like, well.
Now, Dot should be coming in the next 5 minutes. But before then, do you have any questions for Rochelle?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're all in agreement that Rochelle played a really fucking good game. I mean, there's not much critique to be had other than, pulling off that Final Four win,
Yeah.
The final immunity challenge broke my heart, man. When you literally knew it quicker than he did. Come on, write fast.
I know. I don't write fast.
You trying to write me?
I know. I was like, he's not gonna be able to read my handwriting, so I had to. I was like, let me do it. But then as soon as I said I know, he fucking wrote it down faster. I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
Who got on your nerves the most?
Yeah, I guess.
No, I'm saying who got on your nerves the most?
Oh, who got on my nerves?
Nick asking depressing questions today.
I know. I was like, I hope they don't watch this. Okay, I really love Alex, but Alex got my fucking nerves. He was so paranoid the whole time. I said, Alex, you need to relax, for real. It's not even that serious sometimes. But he was just feeling like this whole game was like do or die. I was like, Alex, it's all right.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of people were targeting him the entire game.
Yeah, but that's his fault. He was lying the whole time. I was like, you could just tell the truth and you'd be okay. He was kind of being mad weird.
That's funny because Alex will watch this. So.
I love you, Alex, but that's like you gotta relax. Like everyone thought Anthony was annoying, but he was funny to me. I was like a little comedic relief because every time we did the whole group meetings, everyone would be so quiet and still, and fucking Anthony would be like, "So my dog this morning peed on me." I'd be like, Anthony, relax.
What was your question, Mike?
Who's watching it back? Who surprised you the most from your time playing to your time watching?
I don't know. I guess maybe Dot, because I didn't know how much Dot was fucking doing shit. Because I was thinking, like, if I watched it back or I knew what he was doing at the time, I would pick a new alliance, to be honest with you. Like, I really wanted Carrie. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, I really want Carrie right now, but I had Dot, and Dot felt disloyal to me at the end. I said, you really didn't fucking pick me? I was so mad. I was like, I don't know how to describe it, but I was really upset. I was like, Dot, if I could choke you through this fucking screen, I would.
Such a fire sign.
I guess. Okay. Shit. But anyway, no, Dot. Because he was a real mole. I was like, damn, you really doing all this shit for no reason. He looked really bad at the end.
That's how he looked at his last season too. He continued to look like that all the time.
Yeah, I know. I was like, Dot. You playing like Alex. You just got mad the whole time because Alex was playing you, but you played like Alex this season. I was like,
man.
He took notes.
I guess. Shit.
Well, let's bring in Dot here.
Oh, no.
Bring him in. I got
bring him out. Screen's getting full.
I know.
Hello, Dot.
JK.
Maybe. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. What's up, everybody?
What up, G?
Our runner-up has arrived.
Runner up. Runner fucking up. What up, Rochelle? Yo, it's been a long time. How you doing?
I know. I mean, I have sleep now, so I'm more energy.
Are you talking about post game or post newborn, or both?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, you look
How
good.
are you?
I'm doing well, yo.
Thank you. Look at you. Oh my gosh, I tried, but not really.
Well, before they ask questions on this controversial finale and get, Rochelle's point of view, she already said it, but we'll get to that as well. But what was your strategy coming into this season? Was it to, implement, Alex or, Quintasia, or who were you trying to play like?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I was watching the jury, one of the jury chats with Carrie and Fanguy in it, and or maybe it was the podcast with Carrie in it, and Carrie was saying, like, I've never watched Survivor, never watched Big Brother. This is just me kind of like figuring things out on my own. And same with me. I've never watched any of those shows. I'm just a competitive guy, and whatever I'm in, I'm going to try my best. So I learned like 100% of what I know about this game from like season 2 and watching all the podcasts and online battle. So in short, yeah, I did. Like, we're literally currently watching season 2 while we're shooting season 3. So I'm like learning like all the kind of the backstory things that are really happening within the game. With like Alex and is doing really well, Q doing really well, and then especially watching the podcast where y'all like all of you guys and including Fanguy talking about the best strategies and things like that. So I learned from y'all, man. I learned, and I figured I had to come in to play a lot more of a dynamic game and tell a lot more lies than I did the first couple of times. So that's what I was trying.
I mean, I will say you did play more dynamic. I think you also maybe played a little more savage than even Alex. Would you agree?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think I did. It was lies all around. Try to play the Fanguy game. Get right in the middle of everybody and play a couple of sides. And I was this close to working. This close. That's where the Fanguy game gets you, huh?
Yes,
a strong second.
A strong second play.
Strong second. Yikes.
Well, Mike or Days, we seem to have lost Aspen, but do you guys have any questions for Dot?
Yeah. First, I want to say, Dot, I love that Razorback red wall you have back behind us.
Call it whatever you want.
First question, and this one's kind of a joke. Were there shoulder pads in that suit or not?
Right. Exactly.
Oh my God. Why y'all hating on the suit, man? That's jealousy.
For real though, where do you think you went wrong in the game? What point in the game do you think you could have changed and won in the end?
Taking me.
Yeah, right. Like a lot of people feel like I should have taken Rochelle to the final. I feel like that was a huge mistake at the time. I thought Rochelle would have had us all beat. And watching it back, Rochelle was a lot more strategic than you were trying to put on. Like you were really working people more than we thought. So I still feel like that would have been a pretty. I think I would have lost in that scenario too. To be honest, Rochelle, you killed it. I think you played the best game out of everybody.
So. True, but you wouldn't have lost 8-1 though. Like.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that part right now.
Do you think it would have given you more of a fighting chance if you were against Rochelle in the end?
I mean, in hindsight, of course. I mean, it couldn't have been more of a blowout. I mean, John was the only person who voted for me. He wasn't even there. So I feel like if he was there, he probably would have voted. I mean, it would have just been 9-0, most likely, right?
I think he still would have voted for you. He didn't want Anthony to win.
I don't know. I mean, me and John weren't that close. So I'm not sure how I got his vote.
Would you rather have the 8-1 or the 9-0 or whatever it was?
You're right. I don't even think I want that one, man. I think I'd rather just get like fully blown out. Like I was 100% shocked. But yeah, to answer the question, there was a lot of scenarios where somebody like T or Nav or somebody would go into a chat with somebody who was leaving and be like, "Hey, I just want you to know, like, I don't think that you're gonna make it through tonight. You know, like the way that I'm hearing the votes are going, I don't like. I just want you to know I think you're gonna go out tonight, and there's nothing I can do to save you, right?" I think some more of those conversations may have done me a little bit more good, but I didn't. You know, I was learning from the most savage players in the game, and I kind of learned that you don't really need to do that.
You know, me and Mike were looking back, and I think the turning point was you riding with T, Anthony, and Rochelle instead of the likes of Fan Guy, Carrie, and whoever else. Do you think you would have had a better chance if you rolled with the other alliance that you were working with instead of the one that you went to the end with?
Oh, hell no. I don't think I would have stood a chance. The biggest reason I chose the Team Boomerang side is because, one, I felt like they were more trustworthy. Getting a relationship with Rochelle and then seeing T kind of owning up to her mistakes with Carrie, I felt like that was a team that I could trust a lot more, which trust was the biggest problem I've had in earlier seasons. So I was trying to avoid that. And then also, like, you know, on a team with Fan Guy and Alex and even Carrie, those are some pretty sneaky guys. And especially watching Alex play back, you know, he was usually 2, 3, or even 4 steps ahead of me. So it just didn't like Fan Guy was really upset because like pretty much we cut him way before he was thinking about cutting us. And that was the whole point, you know, like the point was he was thinking about cutting us. And if I didn't beat him to the jump, then he would have done the same thing to me just earlier. So I felt like I don't feel like I would have gotten nearly as close with the other side as I did with Team Boomerang side.
Rochelle, would you like to address that? Because I know you were saying that, you know, you were a better juror because he cut you when you felt like you were T and Anthony.
I thought I had your vote. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I had you. I thought I had your vote.
I was gonna vote for you for real. I was like,
that's what everyone's telling me now. In hindsight, everybody wants to go back.
I was gonna vote for you, but then at the end, because I was always thinking like, that is as close as me as T and Anthony, because I was like, this is the person I came in with, I exiled and everything else. Da, da, da. So then I understand your logic with Anthony, picking Anthony over me, because I really truly do. But I was still thinking like, okay, if the roles were reversed, I would easily pick you.
Really?
Easily. Because I was like, I don't care. This is the person I want to be at the end with. So I was like, because when I was watching him back, I was like, yeah, Anthony easily taking T, even though he knows for a fact T probably going to win over his little ass. But I was like, that's how I feel about Dot. And I was thinking like, Dot? You don't think that way about me? I was hurt. I was like, God damn, for real? So I had to. I didn't know everyone else was going to vote for you too, but I was like, Damn,
I thought it was a close. I done mapped everything out. I thought it was a close vote.
Yeah,
you know, I want to address that. I understand. The way that I took it for real, because like, you know, we were loyal to each other. Like I was lying all around the game, but throughout the whole game, I was 100% honest to you, Anthony and T. Like from beginning. Well, Anthony, I lied about the Lauren thing. But I needed to. But I was really loyal to you guys, and the way that I saw it was we're gonna make it to the final 4, and then once we get there, we all eat each other. Like there are no rules once we get there. That's the way that I took it, and honestly, especially because we found out it wasn't a top 3. Like I would have actually taken you and Carrie. Like I would have felt a lot more comfortable there. But thinking about me facing you in a top 2, that's a whole different dynamic.
I don't know why, because I was just thinking like, everyone says I would beat them, but I was feeling like everyone hated me, especially after the Fan Guy thing, even though, I mean, I was only like a little minuscule reason why he got out, but Miguel fucking hated me. I watched the jury shit. Miguel hated me, Fan Guy hated me, Nab probably hated me. I was like, damn, I got no votes with this fucking jury. I was thinking like, and even Anthony, I watched his confession. He was like, if Rochelle goes to final 2 with me, I'm definitely winning over Rochelle. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, I just didn't see that during the game, you know, like I always make the mistake. I noticed that I think that everybody thinks like me in this game, and that's like not true at all. So like seeing like I honestly saw you and T as the biggest threats. I thought like y'all had been the most honest in the game and the most likable in the
T
game.
was definitely the biggest threat.
Wait, they do think like you. They were all bitter, Dot.
Yeah.
True. Touche.
Oh man,
You
I
were
don't
bitter,
know.
Dot.
I don't even. I think that they were influenced heavily to be bitter. But yeah, I thought that everybody was in love with you. Like, you know, one-on-one, maybe we can battle it out, but one-on-one, I got no shot. Like you're just a lot more likable than me, in my opinion.
Oh, you were likable, more likable. I mean,
but I was such a
like,
snake though.
Like
You had a couple lies, but I was snaking the entire game though. Like there was
true.
And also just like I'm thinking about like the last speeches before the vote, and oh man, looking back, I definitely would have just been a lot more honest with like I would have owned up to my game and been like, yo, like I'm the champion because I was this snaky and y'all didn't even know. But like y'all gotta understand is like I didn't know people knew what was happening behind doors. Like I'm not in chats with Fan Guy after he got eliminated.
I didn't know until people.
I was close. It was T. It was T, man. It was T.
Oh yeah, she did say something. I was like, damn.
Honest.
So look.
Damn.
My question, Dot, is how you gonna let Fan Guy drag you through the mud like that? You know,
right?
like that.
I said, Dot, you should have stood up for yourself. It's
that
okay.
was hard.
For the record,
Fan
Guy did this at the very end when Dot had no real time to respond and had to give his final speech. So
still.
But cool. Yeah, he waited till the end. I mean, like he knew exactly what he's doing. He had the speech. He rehearsed it. He had it all written down or whatever. And you know what? Like, you know, Nick be getting in your head. So like before, he's asking the confessional questions, and he's like, if there is a bitter jury, how are you going to handle it? Like, how are you going to make it through it? And I'm thinking about season 2. Rayleigh going into that tribal and pretty much like getting heated and like eliminating herself. So I'm like, I just can't react. Like if anybody comes at me, just like keep it cool, stick to your story. You damn won 3 challenges in a row. Like you got this in the bag. Just don't trip at the finish line and it's yours. So fuck. I spent 9 months thinking I was the fucking winner.
Oh no!
like 100% confident. Like.
Sorry.
In the bag.
After that speech,
it's so bad because I felt that John felt he was the winner, and I knew he wasn't going to say anything. Because...
Dot, you're the winner in my eyes.
I mean, we saw Alex do it. Like, you were right. Like, I guess the examples I'm following. There's no reason to think that jury management is that serious. Like, if you earned your way to a win, and people see that you earned it more than the next guy, then you're gonna win.
But did you not notice
that's our game?
Did you not notice that this jury had less, rational thinkers than your jury? You didn't have Meg, you didn't have Q.
I learned a lot about that game, but I wasn't there yet, man. It's just that's something else I learned about this game, but it's a little bit too late, man. Is that you got to look at the actual jury, and you got to play for that.
Ain't gonna lie, bro.
I was doing what Fan Guy said is like I wasn't thinking about jury management. I was just thinking about getting to the end. Like if I can get to the end, then I can find a way to win. But like getting in like 5th and 6th, like I had been or whatever, jury management doesn't matter if you get in 6th. Like you got to get in the top 2.
What were we gonna say, Asher?
Damn, what was I gonna say? Damn, that was hard. That was hard to watch, but I'm gonna say it because I said it before and you're gonna see it. I feel like Anthony played a better game, bro.
I gotta agree.
Man.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, bro.
Man, you would think a brick wall played a better game than me, but I done watched all the podcasts, man. I know what you think.
What? No,
man, come on.
You said that your biggest move was your first move, and that was it. That was it.
Okay, Anthony stole my answer. Let's be real. Okay.
Let him answer first.
Okay, I will say I didn't know this, but Anthony did think about playing T's idol before I thought of it. So like it was his idea, right? But let's be real, man. without the mole going up and finding out that fan guy has the block a vote, they don't play that power.
I mean, I disagree. I think T was playing that no matter who told her what.
I don't think so.
Oh,
and of course, from my point of view in the time, like I didn't even think that they were discussing it before I brought it up. So I feel like I saved the day. Like I protected Anthony, like he protected me in round one. Like I feel like I eliminated fan guy. Not even Rochelle. I don't think it was Rochelle. I feel like it was me. Damn it! Like that was all 100% me. So when he said that he did it, it took ammunition away from me. Plus, I didn't know if I was gonna admit to that yet because I didn't know that he knew. I didn't know. I don't know, man.
We've got to bring in the winner. Anthony has arrived. So
go ahead, man. Bring him on.
Save your questions for everybody.
Bring him on in, man.
Man, I never got to ask my question. That's all right.
Sorry. Time flies.
Sorry, I'm just wordy as hell. I got so many thoughts on this shit. Podcast myself.
Little Tony.
Little Tony, the controversial winner.
Welcome, champ. Welcome to
the winner's circle, Anthony.
Welcome. Stop. Wow. It's been a while. Holy crap. So
Congrats, Anthony.
Congratulations.
Congrats, man. Well deserved.
Thank you, Rochelle.
You earned that shit, man. You earned it.
Yeah. I just told Dot you outplayed him, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. I just told him, bro. You played a good game.
Honestly, I think I really played when it came down to like the last week or two. That's when I started playing. I think I kind of got really lucky when it came to the beginning of the game. I kind of floated, but then yeah, I'm grateful.
That's what I said earlier. I do feel like Anthony outplayed everybody at the Final Four. I really do feel that way because he just finessed people better than they finessed him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I wish I won more comps, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Hey.
Apparently they don't matter. Comps don't matter.
No, comps don't matter.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah. I mean,
but Anthony, I have a question before everybody else maybe does. But I mean, coming into this game, what was your strategy? Because you said you were going to play dumb, and you did play dumb at times. But you also played a little messy, would you say?
Yeah, 100%. Honestly, going into this game, I thought I was, I thought I was going to be this, this comp beast. I thought I was going to be the leader of everything. But going into this, I tried to take charge really early, and I wanted to see myself as a social threat. I wanted people to be scared of me to take the shot. But they took the shot with no hesitation. But luckily, I had, T and everyone to help me out. But my strategy really, I every time I play these games, I try to have a strategy going forward, but that all goes out the door. So, but really my strategy was, try to lie. It's like kind of what Dot did, but Dot just lied more than me. Well, yeah.
Mike, I know you had a question for Dot, but do you have any questions for Dot and Anthony?
Yeah. This I can totally work it for both of you. Going into Final Tribal, before any speeches, before anything was said at Final Tribal, what votes did you think, if you can remember, that you had, and what votes did you think you didn't have?
You want to go first, Hop?
Yeah, well, the biggest people that I knew that I didn't have, I knew I didn't have T, for sure. I knew that they were inseparable. To be honest, I thought that I had most of everybody else. I thought that I had Fan Guy. I thought that I had Alex. I thought I would have Nav. I thought he would respect my game. Of course, I thought I had Rochelle. Nick, I didn't know if he was going to show up to the last show or not. I'm surprised he was even there. But yeah, I thought that they would be looking at who they thought played a great game, and I thought I had it in the bag. So almost everybody.
Alex too.
Yeah, I thought that Alex would respect how well I played.
I feel like Alex maybe would have done that if he would have been able to make the last.
I do too.
But he had to do a show. So.
He's not as easily swayed. So I don't think that speech would have affected him as much. I think if anything, he would have saw how dubious I was, and I probably would have got the vote. I thought Van would be the same. I thought he would have respected my game.
Counters Fan Guy's speech.
Anthony, who did you think you had?
Well, I knew I had Nick because, spoiler alert, me and him knew each other outside of the game. Whoa, yeah. So we knew each other. So we both came into it saying final two. So, but I knew I had him. T, I know my girl wouldn't, screw me over. And really, That's it. That's all I thought I had. And Rochelle. I knew you and me. But that's really it. I don't know who else would have. I knew, first of all, the most shocked is Carrie voted me because, after all the garbage I spoke about her, but hey, she voted me, I respect her. But, but really, like Nav, I really only had one chat with. Like, I didn't know where everyone's head was at because, Dot, you were in the middle of everything. So I thought, but I'm just still in shock.
Days, do you have any questions?
Yeah, little Tony.
You were talking a whole lot of shit.
I've been talking shit about
still
you
has
this
today.
entire podcast today.
I see you in the comments, and I'm like, really?
You're an org player, right?
I mean,
no,
not really. No.
I mean, you played Survivor
orgs
before,
on Discord, or
I've played it on like Minecraft and like Roblox and stuff. I haven't actually played like a game like this.
Okay, so that still kind of works because I went into this season knowing that there might have been some org players. I think Nav did a couple also. What's more difficult? I mean, being on a screen trying to talk to people, or using a keyboard to type out your thoughts? I mean, which is more difficult to play?
I talk a lot, as you guys can tell. So it's definitely easier to talk, face to face.
Wow.
Typing definitely is, because I have so many thoughts running in my mind. Like that final jury, like that final two where I had to plead my case, I could not type all that out, So definitely, because I'm more of a people person and I'm more social. So definitely seeing people and seeing their emotions and how they react to certain things, and I think I like that better than over. I'm
wondering if it was just the edit, because I'm kind of enjoying talking to you live here. So maybe Nick was just trying
there's no stress in the game. In the game, Anthony's trying to make a plan, and at that point, it's a lot of stress.
I talked a lot more than the camera showed, so I was definitely annoying. I will give Carrie that I really was a pain in the ass. But
so that the next question is something that I kind of ask everybody, because this is a stressful game. Trying to think about who or what you're trying to say to different people. Did that leak into your everyday life outside of the game?
1000%. I would think back during school, like I would have a strategy going into it. I would think about it constantly, and it would always be in the back of my mind. And I think a lot of people would say the same thing. When you're playing every day and you're seeing the same faces, it's you can't not think about it. And if you don't think about it, then you're not doing something right. So yeah, 100%. It's all I could think about. So yeah.
I have a question for Rochelle and Dan. I'll start with Rochelle. Do you think not talking to Fanguy helped or hurt your game?
To me, it helped me because I know I was planting seeds in everyone's head, like, damn, we need to get this guy out. He's strategic, da 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 da. So obviously, if I was fake to him, to his face, he would be like, okay, well, now this bitch is gonna be a threat. Let's get her out. So I didn't want to talk to him. But if he had talked to me and he was like, Rochelle, season 1, let's forget about it, I would have been like, okay, you know what? You're right. Because I'm like, this is kind of petty. It doesn't even matter anymore. But he didn't. So it's not even my fault, to be honest. Because I saw him in the jury. He's talking about, Rochelle, she's not running this game. And she's going to be strong. I said, man, God damn. Shit. I was kind of offended. So, no, I don't think so. Because everyone wanted him out at the end. I was like, thank you. Or at least enough people to get him out.
Do you think not talking to Alex helped or hurt you?
Helped or hurt me? Honestly, I feel like it helped me. I feel like when you start having more and more conversations with somebody like Alex, like he's just so lovable, man. Like even though him and Nav had so many problems throughout the game, Nav still said in the podcast that he was his favorite person to talk to. And like, I know exactly what he means. Like he was one of my favorite in season 2 too. So I just feel like the more you talk to him, like the more dangerous it is. Like
Rochelle said he was most annoying, for the record.
Damn.
No, just
Well, you know, his brain is
game in
everywhere.
general.
Alex, it's hard to follow Alex's thoughts sometimes. But like, you know, even when his back was up against the wall, you know, post merge, whenever he was losing all of his teammates, you know, he was like talking with Anthony, he was talking with T. You know, he was kind of gaining some momentum to get out of danger. And I think that just really shows how dangerous that guy can be if he has chats to be dangerous with. So I really just feel like if I talked to him more, I would have kind of just fallen into a social trap and believed him more than I probably should have.
Yeah. Any questions?
Ben?
Anthony,
Yeah.
if you could for me in that Final Four alliance, you, Dot, T, and Rochelle, can you rank for me in order who you thought was running the game?
I 100%. Number one, I knew Dot was running this game. That's why I wanted to win the competition so I could take Rochelle, because I thought Dot Dot had this whole huge resume, and I thought he would showcase it a little more in his final speech. But you know, after what Fan Guy freaking said, that scared the crap out of me. But second, honestly. See, Rochelle played a really good game because I thought she was kind of floating, but she knew she was behind it all. So props to you. But yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, but I thought I was definitely last. I out of the loop and stuff like that. So, but in terms of Alex, speaking about Alex, if I ever play a game with him, not trusting him because after all the shady crap, no. I even said,
man, I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you, man. I tried to keep y'all away from each other.
Get him out first.
Is that you saying it's a lock? You're absolutely playing again if you get the opportunity?
I mean, you ought to see him soon because he's in Isolation 3.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I was going to make it seem like I wasn't in it. But okay.
Wow.
Shit. So
man.
We get to see Anthony and Meg. That's going to be an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, but going into it, I'm playing a whole other strategy. So
would you play another
different game?
Oh, say that again. I'm sorry.
Would you play another Survivor game? Because Isolation is different.
Oh, I don't know. Look, I don't want to ruin that, but I would. Yeah.
The jury loves you. Jury loves you, man.
The thing is, now that everyone knows kind of how I play, I can't get away with a lot of stuff anymore. Because, at the beginning, people kind of overlooked me, but now they know that, don't let this little kid fool you, Especially Days, I'm scared of you, man.
I want to see Anthony in the battle like that. That feels like a game that he could really succeed at.
Don't play that one.
He can't win comps.
Don't play that one, Anthony. Don't play that one, bro.
Be out first.
I couldn't win comps either, so don't feel bad.
That shit's hard.
Yeah, and
all you have to do is you have to do better than me and convince Dot that he needs somebody he can actually win against in the end, and hopefully he doesn't confuse the message.
Yeah, exactly.
Apologies for that, Days. I don't know if I ever apologized to you.
You're good. I just like giving you shit.
Yeah, didn't have to go that way.
I mean, just so you know, I'm not bitter. So if you ever want to take me to jury, like that's best for your game. I promise. I'm not
noted. I'm taking notes.
I won't be a bitter jury.
I'd take notes.
Days
I'm taking
pregame so hard. Like he's
he's ready. He was that dumb.
I ain't mad at it. Sure, everyone's coming back.
Yeah, I want to echo what like a lot of people are saying, and just like Anthony and Rochelle, both of y'all played such an excellent game. Like just like being in the game, like it did not seem like y'all were playing nearly as hard as you really were. Like watching y'all's confessionals, how much of your brain was going into it. Anthony, like how self-aware you were. Like even when you were overdoing it, you knew like I need to chill out a little bit.
I'm still a little mad that you freaking tricked me in the beginning with Lauren, because I thought, Lauren.
Hey man.
Yeah, I
needed you. I needed you, man.
No,
I needed you.
Smart. It was smart. But now I feel bad, because I got mad at Lauren for no reason. But
I'm gonna just call her irrelevant.
Damn.
Ooh.
No,
and-
damn.
I'm quoting Anthony on that one. My bad. I'm not really saying that about you.
That's what Anthony said about Dot. With
Yeah,
Dot.
yeah.
I said a lot of stuff that I don't remember saying.
Oh
It's
my
been-
goodness.
Yeah, I got a real quick for I don't think I asked Dot, but so both of you, I guess, Dot and Anthony, I asked Rochelle, but who surprised you the most watching it back as opposed to when you were playing the game?
For me, it was definitely Rochelle. I did not know that she had so much control. I didn't know that she was like playing, being way more careful with her words, because she just, you know how Rochelle just seems so lackadaisical, like she's just hanging out and chilling,
God.
and she got her baby in the back, so you know, you think she don't really care that much, right? Like she's not competing that hard.
Yeah.
But man, she was competing and she was working the other side, and she was working everybody. And I was
It was a lot of
just,
work.
yeah, I just not like, you were just playing that off so well. And you even winning that social game where you kind of have to say what you think everyone thinks about everybody else. Like you won that game twice in a row. I think I just like that directly affects like how in tune you are socially with everybody and how much you pay attention. So that I wasn't paying that much attention to you.
I know.
As much as I should have, you know.
I'm an observer, to be honest.
I got my eye on you now.
Let me be quiet. Because I do talk a lot too in real life, but I was like, let me be quiet. Shut the fuck up. Just so I can fucking see how everyone else is.
Yeah, I can never read you, so you know that's saying something. Everyone can read me, so.
Yeah, I think in the podcast they were saying like you're a master of like not giving away any information.
Yeah.
If someone's like, so like, what do you think is going on? Like, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Like, it's like you just never suspect it. Just never suspect it. Yeah, just genius.
For me, two people. Well, definitely Rochelle, but you know, I'm gonna do a different answer. I think Carrie really did surprise me though. I think she just got unlucky. Still feel bad about getting her out in the first one, but we'll talk about that a little later. But and also Nav. First of all, his accent I love. I even said it in my confessional, but you cut that out, Nick. But yeah, he if he didn't get out, he would have made it really far. But his just
saying Nav.
Yeah, Nav.
Oh yeah,
he definitely did really good, and I wanted to work with him, but he's also hard to read as well. So yeah.
Anthony, you and T were a big duo in this season.
Yeah.
And it started off a little rocky. I felt like you wanted her out, and then eventually she didn't know if she could trust you. How did you two become such a duo?
I wanted a lot of people out at first. I think if you were likable, you gotta go. But eventually I realized that I need these people to go far. But me and T, I think because we're the same age, we were going into this. We were on the same team together at the very first time, so it was basically fate. So me and her, we pushed through, and I think just we kind of fit each other's personalities. I'm a little over the top, but she's a little like more mellow, so we kind of balance each other out, and I think we work great together. And if there comes another game, I'd love to play with her again. So
you know T pretty well. In the last podcast, Carrie said that T was fake crying. Do you think T was actually fake crying?
See, I don't know, because I feel like T is a genuine person. I don't think she would cry to get ahead. Her name is Honest T. That was her name. So I don't really think she would do that. I think she was genuinely upset because I was kind of the one that put her in that bad position. But no, I think she genuinely did care about people. But a little crying never hurt anyone, so maybe she did. Props to her. So
do you have fake crying in your tool bag?
Watch next season. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my god.
Hey, T says the tears were real. I asked her about them.
She said that in the comments too.
I believe it was real. I believe that they were real.
I was 50-50 because I believe T, but also I didn't see the tears. But I believe her listening to her afterwards saying they're real.
I'll ask a quick one. I'm sorry, but I figured I think I know what you'll say. But Anthony, if the roles had been reversed and you had the advantage and it was up to you to save T, would you have saved her or would you have saved it for yourself?
I Okay, listen, hear me out. Oh, that's hard. That's really hard because look, listen, I feel like because of that, it really secured me and T's alliance. It really did. Like I did trust her, but I didn't think she would be my ride or die. But once she used that on me, and that kind of sounds like a douchebag thing to say, that you use something for me, so now we're friends. But like genuinely, I think if I used it, if I knew I wasn't in danger, then I would have gave it to her. But if I was in the exact same danger I was in at the beginning and I needed to use it, then I needed to. I think the reason why T used it on me was because she was kind of safe. She kind of needed me and I needed her, because without each other, we would have gone out and all these big players would have made it to the end. So I think it would, for me, if I needed it, I had to use it. But if I didn't, I would definitely use it on her.
Anthony, now that I know that you're going to be in isolation, I'll probably be on the podcast for that, I think. Can you, not necessarily a sneak peek, but can you kind of give me a hint on how your strategy, because you said you have a strategy going into these games, how is your strategy going to be different for isolation versus survival?
I'm just going to say I play a Dot game. I do exactly what Dot did in survival. I'm doing in isolation. See what happens. So, yeah.
I like that. So maybe I won't talk so much shit about you and the isolation.
No, you're still going to talk shit because I'm still that annoying, that wants to be everyone's friend. I'm still that, but
yeah, I'll be done in a minute.
But yeah, so you just got to see. It's definitely an interesting season.
Super entertaining, man. Super entertaining watching you on the show. Even more watching it back than in person.
Yeah. My confessionals, I go crazy, so nah, I don't hold back.
As we wind down, any final questions for these three?
It's a good season. Very strategic, all in all.
Did y'all hear the fan guy diss song yet?
I did.
no.
I did on Instagram.
I'm gonna send it to y'all. I know Nick heard it.
Oh no. I'm scared.
By who?
It's by my wife.
Fronted me.
Oh.
That freaking messed me up.
Well, Rochelle, do you have any last thoughts on the season you want to get out?
Well, I'm glad we made it to the top 4, Dot and Anthony and T, even though she's not here. I'm glad Anthony won. I did want Dot to win too. Okay, if we could choose 2 people, I would choose both of you. I swear.
You didn't vote for him though.
I didn't vote for him though. I had to choose him. But if we could vote for 2, it would be you.
That means something to me. I'm taking it.
Thank you.
I mean, Rochelle, if you ever play again, are you gonna get second this time because you got 4th?
Right,
3rd?
like or something. Shit, I don't know. I mean, I hope I actually win, Nick. Damn, give me some easy people to play with.
Can I add something real quick? I thought it was really funny that because something that Nick cut from the very last chat is fan guy's going through a spiel and he's hitting me in the face over and over again. And there's actually 2 or 3 times where Anthony actually cut him off to be like, hey, Dot actually played a really great game, fan guy. Chill out. And fan guy's like, dude, shut the hell up. I'm trying to help you win. He just goes back in. And Tony's like, hey,
put that in there.
I hear what you're saying.
Part of that in there.
Oh, was it in there? Okay.
Part of it.
A lot of things are cut for time's sake.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I appreciate you backing me up, Anthony. You a real one.
Good job.
Yeah, no problem. It's just because, and I know my win is going to be a little bit debatable, whether I deserved it. But I think in the end, I think it really came down to the alliance and the friendship we all made. It sounds corny, but if it wasn't for that solid 4 sticking together through it all, then we wouldn't be here.
None of us would have made it.
Yeah, it was just at that point, it was just who was gonna draw it in first, and But I am grateful for meeting you guys, and hopefully in the future. Hey, maybe all-star game. I don't know. We'll see. So, yeah.
I ain't playing no more all-star games. I see somewhere else. I gotta find me somewhere else, man. I ain't doing that one again.
Don, do you have any final thoughts on the season?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. Definitely stressful. Probably the most stressful game so far. Yeah, big ups to the Final Four. Like Anthony said, like none of us stood a chance without each other. So we worked really hard to get there, and very well deserved by Anthony. Yeah, but forget the critics, man. Like you earned the win. Absolutely, you were a target from day one, and you made it through. So very very well deserved win. Respect to the rest of us four. Maybe a little bit less respect for me for getting blown out like that. Is that the biggest blown out in history? Has it been worse than that? Damn, you could have lied, Nick.
I mean, it is so far. I mean, it's 3 seasons.
It can't really get worse than that, man. I feel like Elizabeth in this bitch.
Yeah, she has 0 votes too. Anthony, any final thoughts on the season?
It was definitely a lot harder than I thought. I thought it would be easy, but it's definitely super. I see it on TV and I think, guys, come on, that's a light work. But when your people are in the game, it's definitely a lot harder. So if you are in the future, you can't go into it, with this whole strategy because you have to adapt to the environment and stuff like that. But yeah, it was definitely filled with these heavy contenders, and I just managed to kind of sneak my way to the finale. And yeah, this was definitely a heavy hitting season, and looking forward to what the future holds for this game.
I am still gonna play the 1-word game, so you guys can just shout out. Mike has to go, you can go, but I'm gonna just say a person's name. Just say the first word that comes to mind. We shall begin with Lauren.
Who? I'm kidding. No. Quiet.
Easy target.
Stranger. I was gonna say something worse, but
go ahead, hit him.
No.
How about Nick?
Colorful.
Creative.
Nobody.
Damn.
Sorry. No, I mean just him in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like.
How about Nav?
Intellectual.
Man beater. What is it? Oh no, wife beater. Yeah.
Looking good in a white beater.
Analytical. And what was he looking on the computer though? Like he was always facing another direction. I don't know. Whatever.
He's working.
Yeah.
How about Carrie?
Baddie. She bad bitch.
Yeah, the first word coming to mind is dope. Carrie's just dope. It's hard not to love Carrie, yo.
Yeah.
Sorry about the lies, Carrie.
I know, I feel bad.
How about Alex?
Liar.
Genius.
Paranoid
genius. Liar. Yeah, all the all those three combined.
How about Miguel?
Handsome. He's good looking. I'm like, damn.
He's a good looking guy. Yeah, he's a very good looking guy.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah, he's friendly. I feel like
we can always say sorry.
We caught a vibe.
Just sorry.
Pretty easy.
So.
I want to bump in here real quick. Did anybody else get the George Michael vibes from Miguel?
From
like just a pretty
like Arrested Development?
No, George Michael.
George Michael.
Oh. Wow. Dot of all people knowing music, I thought you would. Never mind. Go ahead.
Sorry.
How about who's left that I haven't mentioned, other than your guys? T, I guess. T.
Wifey. She my girl.
Yeah, I just think of love, man. I love T.
Yeah.
And we stayed in contact a lot. We talk a lot still.
Yeah, she's so sweet.
Yeah, she's great.
How about Fan Guy?
Gary.
Strategic.
Salty soul crusher.
Hey, how about, I mean, it's just you guys. So Dot and Anthony, if you want to say a word for Rochelle, don't be PC.
Yeah.
Honestly, Oh, you go first, Scott.
Beautiful, like beautiful personality,
Thank
beautiful
you.
social games, like beautiful aura.
Yeah, lovable. I think it's just really, it's crazy how I never thought I would get along with, a group of people that are so much older than me. So
Damn, how old do you think I am?
no, I
Wait,
mean, like,
how old do you think I am?
no, not like that. All right.
That's
let's
Anthony
go
for
on.
you folks. That's
That is
for you.
Anthony.
All right, that okay.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
Rochelle and Anthony, what is your word for that?
Unexpected, but in a good way.
Joyful, like very, very friendly, kind, and I think how he played doesn't match his personality.
Yeah.
Like he played conniving in the game, but in reality, he's just super dope and really, honestly, one of my best friends in the game. So, commend you.
Thanks, bruh.
And your teeth are mad white. Holy damn! So,
Yeah, crest.
Yeah. I look crusty in the game, low key though. I was always my hair, eating weird stuff, but
It was hilarious.
Rochelle and what is your word for Anthony?
Funny.
Yeah, animated,
yeah.
hilarious,
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah.
Like Anthony. Like Anthony is the best word to describe Anthony.
Energetic.
You are so nice compared to the bitter jury members.
Oh.
I know.
Facts.
Yeah, I would have been
Facts.
bitter too. I would have, but not maybe as much. But yeah, that was scary.
All right. Any final thoughts?
No, it's
No,
been a
great game,
No,
y'all. Let's
it
do
was
it.
a
Let's
good
do it
game.
again soon.
Let's
Yes.
team up in the next game, okay? Let's not do like all the returnees. They were like conspiring against each other. If we play another game together.
Yeah,
That's what they always
returnees are actually sticking together. We're actually doing it.
What they always
Yeah.
say.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I want to go to the final two with all of you.
Yeah.
Your life.
All right. Well, that is all. Thank you guys for playing. Thank you guys for joining me.
I miss you guys.